Hey gamers, today we're going to review Atelier. Let's check it out. Set for this game, you're going to shuffle the painting deck and deal out 7 cards. You're going to shuffle this patron deck, give out 2 patrons to each player, let them pick one and discard the other. These will be game-ending points at the end of the game. You have a 4+ marker here that you'll give to someone at the end of the game. Whoever gets 4 of these star paintings will collect that, and that will signal the end of the game. Of course, there are a lot of pictures without stars on the paintings as well. Now, each player will start with 4 dice. They'll get this cool little player board. They'll get all these little painter meeples here. They'll get 1 inspiration token to start off with. Someone will get the first player token, and you'll divide these into piles or just put 1 out each, just kind of simplify this in the demo here, but you'll have all 4 colors out there in piles, and then at the beginning of the game, each player will put out a player by each one of these starting paints. You can also do one where there is another person there. So how the game goes is extremely easy. Everyone's going to roll their die, and then they're going to do one of the actions to determine what's on their die. For instance, if they got a 1 or a 2, they get to place a student. So they take a student from their player board and place it on any paint cube they want. If it is a 3, then they get to move a student from each paint cube to one another. They can do this up to 4 times, but they don't have to if they don't want to. You can move you, or you can move someone else. So maybe here, I want to move me here, then I want to move him here, then I want to move black down there, and then I want to stop there since I can't move him twice. And that's it. So you don't have to do every move. You can just do 1 move or 2 moves, which generally is what people do when they select number 3. If you have a 4, that means you can collect paint. You can only collect paint where you have the majority or you're tied. So for instance, if I took out this 4, I have a majority here in yellow, I'd take 1 yellow paint cube, and since I'm tied for first here, I would take 1 green as well. If I had the majority in either red or blue, I would also take 1 from each of them as well and add them to my color palette here. If I have a 5, that means I can paint a painting. If I have all the necessary colors needed, and it'll tell you on each painting here what colors are needed there, then you can take the painting and paint it. Now, some things will make you take a painter back off the board here. So for instance, if I got this one, I would have to take this painter or 1 painter off and put it back on my player board. These do have little symbols at the bottom here. There are some patron cards that give you extra points for collecting different symbols. And also, every single one has victory points over here to the left side, but what's important is these star ones, they give you a 1-time bonus when you get them, and the ones without a star give you, they're lower points, but they give you an ongoing bonus during the game. So you'll get different ways to get paint or people or move and get extra actions by collecting different paints. Remember, you can get as much of these no-name stars as you want to. It's only when someone gets the 4-star does the game end. They don't necessarily win, but if they do get 4-star gold paintings, they do get a +4 point though. The first one to get there gets this. And then if you get a 6, the last one here, is you can grab any 1 paint of any color. Doesn't even matter if you have a majority there or anyone there, you can get a paint of that color. Now, also on your turn, if you wanted to, you could just pass. If you pass, you would get another inspiration token. Now you start with 1, but what can these inspiration tokens do? These are free actions in the game. For 1 inspiration, you can discard and you can re-roll 1, 2, 3, or all of your dice again if you didn't like your dice roll. All right. If you had 2 inspiration tokens, and the board tells you right here, you could paint a painting with it. So maybe I didn't have a 5, but if I have 2 inspiration tokens, I can go ahead and paint a painting. Or if I had 3 of these, I could draw another patron card. You know, so inspiration tokens are good to get, and also gives you something to do if you really don't want to do the action that's on the die. Now, like I said, the game keeps going until you get the 4 stars and someone grabs this. Then you add up all your victory points on the paintings and any additional victory points from any of the patrons, and the person with the most points wins. Final thoughts. What do I think about the game? You know what? I'm pleasantly surprised by this. I got this in a trade while I was looking just for another board game he had, because my games had more value than his. I was like, well, what's this? And I just looked it up and I was like, this looks amazing. I said, is this an older game? No, Came out last year, at least from this video. I was like, wait a minute, what the heck? Never heard of this game before. This game is beautiful. It looks awesome. It plays simple. And it's a lot of fun. That artwork's wonderful. That you get different artworks, they can give you different combos, they can give you different things in the game is great. There's so much gameplay here. There's so much here. I don't know why I've never heard of this. I've never seen it before. You know, like I said, that trade was the first time I'd heard about it. We played it. I love the look of it. We played it with classical music with us behind us and in the background. It was wonderful. I have another game called Colors of Paris I really love. That was my go-to paint game. Now it's this one. This one beats Colors of Paris, I think. I have a vintage game too called Masterpiece I love just because of all the beautiful paintings. To be honest, this has a lot of great, beautiful paintings. The same ones from Masterpiece, too. Lovely, lovely game. You can get this for cheap, too. You know, I pride myself in reviewing under-the-radar games. This is one. Hear me, folks. This is a fun, light but to mid-weight game. Really awesome. All right, folks, that is it for now. Until next time, gamers, you know what to do. Paint on.